I'm going to be talking to Anshuman Bhargava, who is the general manager of AIR Products, an AI-enabled HVAC system company, because there has been a lot of concern over the last couple of years, and especially this year, about heat waves. We've had heat domes in British Columbia and Canada, for example, where a couple of years ago, where 600 people died, and we're seeing now extreme heat in places like India, southern United States. So how can AI-enabled HVAC help us adapt and mitigate those heat waves? So welcome to the interview.
Thank you, Markham, and appreciate the question. And as you mentioned, heat waves, global warming, and these are climatic issues that are global concerns and global issues. Innovation in HVAC is paramount to help solve these issues at various different levels. And what we are seeing nowadays is we need to be able to adapt and design buildings and design our HVAC systems for a very wide range of operating temperatures. A lot of the times we can become too conservative to make sure that the systems do operate in extreme conditions. But what the AI and ML and the variable speed combination of the two, the blend of AI, ML, and variable speed helps you do is to design optimally for the building envelope, for the climatic envelope that you're trying to, account for in specific geographies and specific locations. So if you want to place a unit in Arizona, where you've got extreme hot climates, dry heat, and it's not just temperatures, it's also humidity. So you want to be able to design your HVAC systems for specific outdoor and indoor temperature deltas, as well as specific humidity levels. The innovation areas that we are actually incorporating in our product line are threefold. One is we have the best-in-class insulations and thermal barriers that are actually as part of our HVAC system that really prevent a lot of the outside loads, heat transmission or cold transmission, being insulated from the conditioned space. That's important if you have something which is through the wall and integrated within the wall and not inside closets that occupy a lot of space or outside on the roof, or systems that are typically split, where you can have condensers in a different location and air handling units, in a different location. Number two, we basically look at humidity control by making sure that we're getting the right amount of fresh air and also humidity controls that basically help you manage the right humidity levels. It's not dry heat that you're combating. And then third, as we just talked about in our prior interview also, the optimization of the compressor and the staging of the compressor to account for variable heat and loads is something that really helps. So by the end of the day, these innovations help you design systems that work with variety of climatic and geographical areas and really help you optimize the system, provide more comfort for the tenants and the occupants and homeowners, and then also help you on the energy and the utility side for utility companies and energy companies and putting less load on the grid essentially.
Anshuman, I did an interview about a month ago with a fellow who he was from Costa Rica, went to university in the United States and became an electrical engineer. Went back to Costa Rica, and his business, which seems kind of brilliant to me, he said, "Look, we can buy all of the technology we need from China really, really cheap. It's well built. It's it's everything we need." The service that he offered is the design and integration. And so he would go to like an ice cream factory, for instance, or food processing, and he would say, you can't have wide swings in your operation. You can't have brownouts or blackouts. It's very important you stay up. So I'm going to bring a solar panel and I'm going to bring battery storage. I'm going to bring a control system and I'll integrate it and I'll design it for you so it works and it saves you money and you have 100% uptime, etc. I'm hearing the same thing from you, where you're saying we have these technologies and we're going to bring them and we will design a system specifically that works for your geography, for your whatever it is. And it's the integration and the design that really is part of the innovation here. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And and it's great that you caught on to that really quickly because it's not the various parts and pieces and just selling a piece of equipment, and that you're selling or you're getting from, broad. But we are looking at specific applications, floor plans, climatic locations. We are looking at, various loads. What are the really requirements of our customers' applications? And doing a design consulting, we some work closely with engineering firms, but we also work closely with owners, developers. And we do CFD simulations with airflow and thermal analysis. We also offer system level solutions beyond just the HVAC unit. We offer, air distribution kits, and we offer, things that actually help optimize the airflow, the temperature distribution, and basically help you optimize how many units, what kind of load do you want to apply in various elevations, climatic conditions, geographies, so that the end users are specing in and designing and building the buildings with the most energy efficient technologies and also the most comfortable for their occupants going forward.
One of the questions I have, Anshuman, is that the heat waves are on us now. This is a fairly recent phenomenon, at least, 2, 3 years, whatever it is. And there are hundreds of thousands of buildings and sometimes millions of buildings in geographic locations, like, southern United States, for example. And how in the world will companies like yours make a dent in getting all of them, getting them shifted over to these more AI enabled systems in any kind of a timely fashion? It seems like it would take decades to get it done.
Well, I mean, there are two ways to look at it, right? There's new construction and then there's remodel and renovations, right? Where you have products that are aging and then have to be moved. Now, if you look at some of the regulations where you have to move to A2L refrigerants like 454B and that are, having low global warming potential, etc. We basically use A2L 454B, but only 24 ounces of that in our system. Whereas you have pounds and pounds of refrigerant in large systems, which basically, twofold advantage, right? One is definitely global warming advantage, sustainability. The other one is for installation and servicing aspect of it. You don't have leak detectors, it's super easy to install. A general contractor can do it, electrician can do it. You don't even need an HVAC contractor. So it is very, very cost efficient and less from a liability standpoint and really great from a sustainability standpoint. The second thing is a lot of these utility firms, especially in California, we were talking to most of these firms, PG&E and Smart and some of them, they have energy efficiency programs for products that meet a CEE Tier 1 and Tier 2 and Energy Star ratings. And there are some very lucrative programs where you can get as much as 60 to 70% of the cost of the unit, and not just the HVAC product, but also labor and for installing in many cases for both retrofit and new construction offset to incentivize the owners, builders, GCs to start adopting these energy efficient technologies. And not to mention the operating cost benefit of it is also something that folks are looking at. So there is a regulatory push to move to new systems with 454B. There is definitely incentives that are coming through. And then obviously customers do want more comfort and want the most upgraded products for their customers. And that's really driving some of that away from the older technologies, the more traditional ones.
One quick question before we end here, and that is, especially in areas that are prone to high heat, Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, and so on, places like that. Is there an increase in the property value when homeowners, building owners invest in the kinds of technologies that we're talking about?
Yes, I would say there is definitely a value because these are upgraded options. Even the homes that we are building, and we are in Florida and Texas, really, and we are calling these X Plus homes. It's a very different experience for homeowners or tenants because they get personalized comfort, which is very, very critical. Also, I would say that the insurance costs, the warranty costs of these homes is a lot lower. We not only offer better, solutions that last longer, but then these homes, these solutions add to the resiliency as well as sustainability of these homes. And from a resiliency perspective, these are tested for like projectiles that hit them at like 120 miles an hour for wind, water intrusion. There's a lot of protection against natural, disasters and things. So the insurance and the warranty costs are much lower, and that's why there's a lot more value in the properties, and the customers would gravitate because there's a better TCO, even though there may be a better, little higher first cost with these systems.
Anshuman, thank you very much for this. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate it.